So now I get to service this lovely old Talbot aquarium. So I'm currently removing the old canister filter and putting a new one on, and removing the old light and putting a new light on. It's already making a huge difference to the colour of the fish and the colour of the tank. Okay, so since yesterday, the water quality has improved a lot, namely the nitrate level, because the nitrate level last time was up close to 100 or over 100. It's now down to 60, so that's a huge improvement. There's a slight rise in ammonia, no big problem there. And the rest of the levels are actually quite good. So a KH of 5 I'm quite happy with. A GH of 7, I might raise that a little bit. A pH of 7.4 I'm happy with. Phosphate of 6, I'd rather that be lower, but it's definitely better than yesterday. So the salinity is elevated now, I'm very happy with that. Now for next time, we might consider putting a wave maker on the tank, just one thing at a time though, and the wave maker will help increase water flow and surface agitation, resulting in better redox potential, along with other benefits such as decreased CO2, that's decreased algae, and increased dissolved oxygen. Okay, so I've taken out the old canister filter, and because there's fish currently in the aquarium, what I've done is moved a fair bit of the media from that filter across into that one. So some of the media I have for next time that came with the filter. Now what I've added is some polyfilter to polish the water, that's inside there now. And I've also added half a thing of carbon, so the rest I'll add next time. So the carbon's gonna do a wonderful job clearing up the water. That'll work with the polyfilter to polish the water. And this filter will do an absolutely awesome job on this aquarium. It's really important when you swap over your filters that you want to use the media from the old filter if you currently have fish, because the new media will take time to grow bacteria, which you won't necessarily have that time if you've got fish. I must be a pretty simple guy, because I've been playing around with aquariums since 1994. That's when I first joined the industry, working at St. George Aquarium. Then I started my own business in 1999, and I still absolutely love what I do. I love making the environment better for the fish, and I love getting the customers more involved and more educated and more passionate about this beautiful hobby that's given me a lot of joy, particularly since I was a little kid. It's been a great way of keeping me out of trouble, and I just encourage it a lot. Enjoying and understanding life. So the owner was a little bit concerned about that silicon there. This is quite an old aquarium, probably over 20 years old, but that little bit of silicon I wouldn't see as any issue whatsoever, because that would just be residual from a finger wipe, and the silicon that would count is the silicon in between the glass, which I'm going to assume is absolutely no problem. So that could just get trimmed off with a razor blade, but it isn't really an issue. So I think if this was my aquarium, probably the very first thing I'd do is think about putting in some bristlenose catfish, because bristlenose catfish do a wonderful job with cleaning the aquarium. The other thing to be aware of too is change is king. So when you redecorate the aquarium, not only is that great for you to keep you interested, it's also really good for the fish, because this box is the fish's world, and when you swap things around, it gives the fish a whole new place to explore. So every 3 to 6 months, just changing decorations around, add some, change some. I'm a big fan of that. Another fish you could consider adding to these guys is some zebradanios. Longfin zebradanios are a beautiful fish. They're a temperate water fish that don't need heaters or anything. The other thing is, over time, if you wanted a bigger range of fish, you could add a heater to the tank, and then that would allow you a much wider range of fish, and the fish that you've got will just think it's summer all year and they'll love you. If you have an aquarium, these things are one of the best things you'll ever buy. They're just so convenient. I use them all the time. Anything you can do that makes your life easier is really worth it. And then particularly, this stuff's great for like cleaning up. I use this for cleaning up my house all the time. Anything I need to grab, they're fun. Now, after a few hours, definitely by tomorrow, the polyfilter and the activated carbon will do an absolutely awesome job clearing this water. This water is already so much clearer than it was when I first met this aquarium 24 hours ago. So the response has been absolutely awesome. It's absolutely wonderful watching an aquarium like this transform right in front of your eyes. Very rewarding.